Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we have a new project on the bench, sort of a different kind of a flavour. Yeah, I got this recently. It's pretty scruffy, looks great from about 10 foot back, but once you get a bit closer it's pretty scruffy. Got it off a buddy of mine. He kept it, he stored it outdoors for much of the time. He's had it for a good few years. He had it for at least 5 years, probably more, and it did live outside for some of its life. So he decided to go for a Beamer instead, and he decided that look, he just wasn't in the form, too busy with family life and so on to kind of roll up the sleeves, and he doesn't really have a shed space for that, so he just did the sensible thing and just went again. So the bike's scruffy, looks great from about 10 foot back. It's always been a flash bike, very distinctive, you know, V-twin rumble. I could go on and on about all the great attributes that these bikes have. You know, I think that there's bike guys and there's Suzuki guys. I think Suzuki guys are always a bit more anarchy. Unfortunately, I probably conform to that cliche. So look, there's a round of things it needs. I have no idea what's wrong with me that I can't just leave the thing on the bench assembled for the first videos. But in this case, all I've done, I put about a half an hour into just stripping the front wheel off and from my garden field from a few bits and pieces. At the moment, there's a few things to do, a few things to take care of. We're going to get to most corners of the bike. Just a few odds and ends that it needs really. It's in fairly good fettle. The tires are good, chain sprockets are good, most of the consumables are good, and it just needs a good service. It just needs a lot of love and attention. It needs somebody to just roll up the sleeves and kind of give it the attention it deserves, really. There's lots of corrosion. It's scruffy. You know, let's see if I can, if this will focus, I might be able to give you a bit of a preview of it. So look, they are painted forks. I have products that I use which I'm very pleased has always given me, actually, like here, my own bike. Hammerite, hammered silver. It's not very hammered. It's more of a metallic. There's a slight stipple in it. But that's it. I mean, to me, that's the product. That's the one I usually use in these circumstances. You're thinking, oh, hammerite, oh, that's gate paint. What are you going to do with that? But realistically, I did a, air quotes, temporary job about 5 years ago on these. I was going to get them polished. I was going to see if I had to get them somehow refinished. I just said, look, I just clean them up. I'll do a temporary job. 5 years later, it's still absolutely perfect. And same as the other side, there isn't a mark on it. No, it's just a product for this application that I absolutely believe in. And it's, again, for this type of bike, this kind of middleweight, kind of, you know, budget end, you know, cost effective type bike, perfect finish for that. And durable as hell, you know, it's going to last forever. The engine is scruffy. We're going to do a bit of painting there too. Again, more products that I believe in. I'm trying my damnedest to get some kind of greys or kind of smoky silvers to kind of mimic the original finish. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty scruffy, lots of fasteners. I'll probably have to pull off that back shock as well and paint that. You know, it's perfectly fine. It just needs, you know, it's just the whole bike is just kind of covered with a bit of a surface rust layer. I'm not sure if it'll focus on there, but the inside of the rear hangers and so on, they're all pretty rusty. So the tailpiece is going to have to come off, and subframe is going to have to come off and get painted. Depending on the colour match, I'll have to, you know, maybe do a little test card and see if it's going to match up pretty well or not. I presume it probably will, but we can paint it one way or another. We can save it for sure. It's just a bit of a scruffy coating on it. Yeah, painting the side stand. Jesus, it's a couple of weeks now since I looked at it, so it's going to need either a new saddle or a saddle cover, and it's going to need it's got the OEM you know, little rose joint rose joint rebuild kit there. Very expensive part. In actual fact, we're going to replace that. I thought that was aftermarket. That looks as I thought it came off a motocross bike. That's actually the original one. Which was a bit of a surprise to see. Going around the bike, tires and stuff are good. It's a 03 bike, it's the SV650S. You know, lots of little, just like little corners need attention and so on. So I don't know if the front calipers are going to need to be rebuilt. This is a common failure, it seems. This little, I suppose you'd call it a tone ring or something like that, is broke. I think what happens with them is that they just seize up on the bearing, and these little tabs just meet a bit of resistance and they just snap off. So I believe I was looking at that little tone ring on its own. I'm not sure if it was a genuine part or not, but it seemed pretty reasonable. Going on, I'm not sure, like just general scruffing, tidies and refinishing, servicing, just go through it. You know, just kind of make it the best it can be. It is not immaculate, and it probably won't be immaculate again, but it's for what's going to be a 17-year-old bike. It's going to be pretty alright. It's going to be more than alright. I think it's going to be pretty bloody good, actually, for the year. I will just attend to all the stuff that needs attention, that's all. Yeah, there's a new brake lever needed, maybe a new set of grips, they're not great. The underside of that indicator on that side is broken. Forks here and all that kind of stuff are good. My philosophy is if they're fine, leave them alone. There's no point going in there to do them kind of just in case. Headstock bearings perfect. We're going to go into the linkage as well. My buddy John gave me a cam chain tensioner, which is in there, and what we're going to do is replace that as well as part of all our efforts. So yeah, I think it's just pretty much, you just consolidate what's there. I mean, there's nothing serious. It was a very nice bike when John had it, until it got laid up, and yeah, it's just, as I said, just go through it. He gave me spare keys, you know, pretty much everything's there and everything works. A few little transgressions now, like the mirrors are that kind of lovely aftermarket kind of carbon, aftermarket grips, a few other bits and pieces, but it's the nature of it. It's just going to be fresh. Scrub it up, replace some fasteners, probably refinish some fasteners. This might be the project where I finally do some plating. I was maybe thinking about getting a plating kit just to have another kind of a string to my bow here. But yeah, parts on the way. I can't remember what was there off the top of my head, but yeah, it's going to be. I mean, look, I wrote it here. It's going to be a relatively easy project, I'd say, and I'm looking forward to it. So look, if it's the kind of thing that you're into, stay tuned. In general, as regards the channel, toying with a name, rather than kind of going out as my personal name, I was thinking about changing the channel name to Skinflint Auto or Skinflint Moto. Let me know what you think about that. I'll probably do cars and bikes here and there. You know, there's a few flippers like this. This will be enjoyed for a short time. It'll be moved on. I have my RX-8 outside the window there, which is going to probably be kept. Yeah, you can just see the roof of it there. I have a donor car there for that, and I've just got it running for the first time there last weekend. Very chuffed about that. So I was thinking about Skinflint Moto. I think it's probably the name that's most relevant to me. Once I get this bike out of the way and sold, because it's currently mid-July, I'd like to kind of get that one, you know, take a cut off it and move it on. This one you'll be familiar with. It's down off the bench, but it's bloody well getting there. And I have the wheels painted again. My Hammerite fanboy shirt comes out, black Hammerite. I'll give you a better look at that on that thread, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's going to go back up in the bench. I just want to clear, just in case this one drags, I just want to kind of get this one cleared off, because I do think that there would be a big appetite out there, you know, for such a bike. It's the right color, it's the right size, it's the right everything. It's got the can, and look, it's just a class act, and it's going to be a nice easy project. And just to get the parts in, do roll up the sleeve, get in the bits and pieces and the materials, and I think it's going to be okay. So let me know what you think about that. Skinflint Moto name. And yeah, look, if you can see your way to liking my video and subscribing if you haven't already, it would be great. As regards general video production, I think that once these projects, once the phaser and once the SV here are cleared off the bench, I do think I'm going to have to turn my attention to do a little bit more editing and maybe kind of getting a bit more involved, setting up some tripods, and you know, maybe you'll get to see my ugly mug, and just putting a bit more effort into the production side of it, just so that, you know, some people can use it for reference here and there. And you know, if you're an anorak like me, maybe you get a kick out of these things. So yeah, look, let me know what you think. Let me know about the name I'm thinking about, and yeah, look, just stay in touch. I appreciate every view. It just encourages me to kind of keep going on and keep learning and so on. Maybe I'm like you. Maybe I just like to keep learning a few bits and pieces, and you know, try to learn something new every day. So why not join me? So take care. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.